Good morning. Thank you, members of the board. Good morning, Charm TV. The August 8th proceedings of the Board of Liquor License Commissioners for Baltimore City will now begin. Might help if I put on my, thank you. I'm going to start over just to make sure it's on the record. Good morning, everyone. The August 8th proceedings of the Board of Liquor License Commissioners for Baltimore City will now begin. Please take this opportunity to turn off or mute all of your electronic devices. Don't be that person. The board is now in session. So we have three preliminary matters before we begin. First is Chairman Matriciani is excused from today's hearings, so in his absence, Commissioner Templeton will serve as acting chair. We have two cases that have been postponed. Case number 3 on the docket, Magnafula Minadakis Macon Opio LLC, 422 through 26 South Macon, Class B beer, wine, and liquor license request for a transfer hardship extension. And item number 9, David Westcott Wells Obrecht, Gunther Retail LLC, 3600 Boston Street, Suite 20, Class BD7, application to transfer ownership and location of a Class B license presently located at 3500 Boston Street to 3600 Boston Street, and to convert it to a BD7 license. So, moving on to the first case on the docket, Jennifer Weber Pasquare and Pamela R. Hayner, HM Management Latrobe LLC, aka HM Management LLC, no trade name, 909 North Charles Street, Class B, beer, wine, and liquor license, request for a transfer hardship extension under the provisions of the Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Articles, Section 12-1705B. Please come forward. Okay, so they're not here yet, so we will, Mr. Chairman, we'll move them to the end of the docket in case they arrive.
That works.
Moving on to the next case, John W. Renner Jr., Nam Bar LLC, trade name pending, 10 through 30 West North Avenue. Class BD7, beer, wine, and liquor license, request for a transfer hardship extension under the provisions of Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Article 12-1705B. Please come forward.
Thank you. Good morning,
Good morning.
Mr. Chairman.
Good morning.
Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of the applicant. Good morning, Commissioners. Always a pleasure.
That's it.
So Mr. Renner is just about finished with his transfer. He ran into a problem getting a new trader's license. There's been some delays in that office. I believe that the transfer is ready to be completed. As a matter of internal policy, the liquor board, once you request an extension, you can't pick up your license until after the hearing because technically you haven't given us permission yet for that extension. So with that, this should be all accomplished within the next 2 weeks. Thank you.
Okay. Any questions from commissioners?
No questions.
None.
Okay, based on your July 11th, 2024 letter, I vote to approve this request for a transfer hardship extension for 90 days.
Yes, based on materials, letter, and testimony from the attorney, I also vote to approve the request for transfer hardship extension of 90 days.
Based on the application file, letter dated July 11th, 2024 from Mr. Fogelman, and profit also given by him, I approve the request for a 90 days transfer extension.
Thank you, Mr. Falk.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair,
No, it was for the record.
Mr. Chair, Mr. Fogelman, you represent the first case too?
No, I don't
No?
believe so. No, I've got
Good name
7 and
is-
8, I believe.
Okay.
My name on it?
Yeah, we see your name, on your letter, I
Your
believe,
letter?
on June
What, your-
28th.
your letter?
Of what address?
909 North Charles Street.
909 North Charles Street. And what's that LLC name?
HM Management Latrobe LLC.
Yeah, LLC.
Can I just see the letter? And I'd be happy to go back on the record. It was of June.
Yeah.
I've been on a lot of vacations since then. Yeah, looks like I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. Was that first up? Or-
Yes.
It was,
Yeah.
do you want to take a
Mr.
minute and we'll
Chair,
call it back up when you're
No,
ready
that's
at the
great.
end?
That's great.
Either
If we
way,
can
or
handle
I
it now, that'd be
could
great.
roll through.
Ready?
Do you want to?
Yeah, we can go ahead. Would you want to proffer?
Yes, thank you.
Hold on, let me recall it.
Recall the case?
Just to be official. We are recalling the, hold on. Jennifer Weber Pasquare and Pamela R. Hayner, HM Management Latrobe LLC, also known as HM Management LLC, 909 North Charles Street, Class B, beer, wine, and liquor license, request for a transfer, hardship extension under the provisions of the Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis article.
Mr. Fogelman?
Yes, thank you, Stephen W. Fogelman, on behalf of the applicant, 909 North Charles Street. Yeah, this is a letter that I wrote. I knew I was going to be out of town on July 23rd, 2024, so I wrote this about 6 weeks ago. Yeah, they just need more time to finish some renovations at 909 North Charles Street. So thank you, and thank you for the courtesy. Appreciate it.
Any questions?
No questions.
None?
Okay, based on your June 28th letter and your proffer made today, I vote to approve this request for a transfer hardship extension, a 90-day transfer hardship extension for this license.
Yes, based on materials, letter from the attorney, and the testimony, I also vote to approve the request for transfer hardship extension of 90 days.
Based on the application file, letter dated June 28, 2024 from Mr. Fogelman, and profit also given by him, I approve the request for 90-day transfer hardship extension.
Thank you. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you for your assist, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
No exhibits for the record.
John Anthony Foreman, Pubco LLC, trade name pending, 1000 West 36th Street. Application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license under the provisions of Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Articles, Section 12-1603, little c, 1, 2, little I, and Section 12-1609, little b, 1, requiring $500,000 in capital investment in restaurant fixtures and facilities and a seating capacity for a minimum of 125 people. Pursuant to Section 12-1609, little e, the board may waive the minimum capital investment requirement and the minimum seating capacity requirement under 12-1609, little b and 1, if the board holds a public hearing at which the board reviews the business practice of the license holder and determines that the license holder is in good standing and has a reputable business practice. Applicants are also requesting live entertainment and outdoor table service. Please come forward.
Ms. Hecker?
Good morning. Caroline Hecker, Rosenberg, Martin, Greenberg, on behalf of the applicant. I'm joined by Tony Foreman, our individual licensee applicant, as well as Joey Campanella, who will oversee the operations of the new restaurant. I'll proceed by way of a proffer with your permission.
That's great.
I've handed out a folder full of some exhibits that I'll walk through just very briefly. The proposed location, as Ms. Wurzberger indicated, is 1000 West 30th.
Ms. Hecker, did you say your name for the record?
I thought I did, but I'll do it again. For the record,
Sorry, I may have
Caroline
missed
Hecker,
it. My
Rosenberg,
apologies.
Martin, Greenberg, on behalf of the applicant. This is the former location of Cafe Hun on the Avenue in Hamden. Very well-known location, but I've included in the file some photographs showing the existing building, as well as some press from when the Cafe Hun closed and the press release about the new restaurant coming in. This is a concept from the Foreman Wolf Restaurant Group. They have a number of other restaurants in Baltimore. And the proposed restaurant is going to offer a unique dining experience of a British pub setting with food from the Mariana Islands, which is in the Pacific between Hawaii and Japan. A real unique concept that I think is going to be very exciting. The head chef is from Guam, and it's really going to bring something unique. There is a conceptual menu in the file that you have in front of you, as well as a floor plan showing the layout of the restaurant. As Ms. Wurzberger indicated, we are requesting a waiver of the 125-seat requirement. This is the third restaurant that Mr. Foreman is on, and so there is a heightened seating requirement of 125 seats as opposed to the normal 75 seats. This restaurant has about 106 indoor seats. It also has 28 seats in the bar and an outdoor seating area with about 20 seats outside along West 36th Street. That's all shown on the floor plan that's in the file. We are proposing to offer live entertainment in the form of DJs and small bands, limited to Friday and Saturday evenings between 9 p.m. and midnight. The project represents a capital investment of nearly $2 million. There is a breakdown of that in the file in front of you. The restaurant, which will be called the Duchess, will be open for dinner service Wednesday through Monday and will offer lunch on Friday through Sunday as well. The restaurant is proposed to be closed on Tuesdays. The exact hours of operation are still being determined. We are intending to card everyone who orders alcoholic beverages. We are expecting all of our front-of-house managers to be tip certified, and we will perform alcohol awareness training for new employees. Mr. Foreman, who is here with me, has been a Baltimore City resident for 45 years. He is well aware of the rules and regulations of the Baltimore City Liquor Board. He is the licensee on 2 other licenses, one at Petit Louis and the other at Shingale. Mr. Campanella has a long experience in the hospitality industry and with managing restaurants. He's going to oversee the operations of the restaurant here. With regard to the factors the board's required to consider in approving a new license, there is a public need and desire for the license. In the file you have in front of you, there are letters of support from the Hampden Community Council, the Hampden Merchants Association, and about 50 individual letters from residents and business owners in the area, all supporting the issuance of the new license. In terms of the number and location of existing licenses and the potential effect of existing licensees in the area, there had been a license at Cafe Hun at this location previously. Obviously, they've closed, but there is a history of having a license at this location, and we don't expect the issuance of this license to have any detrimental impact on other licensees. It does offer a uniqueness of services. The proposed menu from the Mariana Islands and the Guam area is unique, I think, in Baltimore, particularly in the concept of a British public house. It really is something that has generated, as I said, a lot of interest because it is such a unique concept. We don't expect there to be any negative impact on public health, safety, or general welfare. So for all of those reasons, we would request that the board approve the issuance of the license, including the waiver of the seating requirement to permit a slightly lower number of seats than would otherwise be required. And certainly Mr. Foreman and Mr. Campanella are here and available to answer any questions that the board may have.
Okay, so it looks like everything is in order. The only deviation you need, because you're meeting the capital investment requirement, is
Yes.
just the seating requirement. So that's the only deviation.
Yes, that's
And,
correct.
Yeah, and I think that from what we've seen from these 2 gentlemen, we know their business practices, and they do meet the requirement. And any questions from the?
No questions.
No questions? Okay. So based on the application materials, the proffer made by council, the exhibits that were in the file and that were given today, and also based on, I just want to put this on the record correctly, our review of the business practice of the license holder and our determination that the license holders are in good standing and have a reputable business practice, I vote to approve this application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license. And also, I approve the live entertainment and outdoor table service.
Yes, based on materials, testimony, the exhibits provided today, I also vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license and the request for live entertainment and outdoor table service.
Based on the application file, material received, also the letter of support from the community, and the proffer given by the attorney. And also, I note that the vendor's practice of this particular institution is excellent. Therefore, I approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license, also requesting live entertainment and outdoor table service. A little rough, but everything is included.
Thank you.
Very good. Ms. Russell?
Like all exhibits for the record, Board Exhibit 1, Business Plan 2, email support dated 8/6/2024.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Good luck with it.
Good luck.
All right.
Mamet Gukla, MLA Pizza LLC, trade name pending, 33 West North Avenue. Application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license under the provisions of Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis Articles, Section 12-1603, little c, 1, 2, little I, requiring $200,000 in capital investment in restaurant fixtures and facilities and seating capacity for a minimum of 75 people, requesting live entertainment, outdoor table service, and delivery of alcoholic beverages. Please come forward.
Mr. Hurdle, how are you?
Abraham Hurdle on behalf of the applicant, if I may. This location is at 33 West North Avenue. This used to be known as the Joe Square. I think it's still a big sign on the building. It's a really nice project, really nice build-out. I'm not sure what happened with the previous tenant. My client purchased the building and plans to operate the business. It's going to continue to be a pizza place. I'm not sure if they'll have the same options in terms of the food, but again, pizza will still be their primary focus. Live entertainment is going to be more of an accessory in terms of for ambience as opposed to something to draw in ticketed crowds or anything of that nature. My understanding, I believe, was live entertainment was previously on the license. I believe it is a permissive use in that location. Outdoor seating, I think there's a patio, correct?
Yes.
So I don't think we anticipate having any seating on the street, but we may go through that process. We have been given the minor privilege kind of requirements from the city, just in case that ends up being something we end up doing. But for the most part, it's going to be a really nice pizza place. And my client's got over 20 years of experience in the industry. He anticipates being there probably more than he actually really wants to be there, as most restaurant owners tend to be, which includes him being there 7 days a week, at least for the initial few months of opening. I anticipate that'll calm down to probably just 6.5 days a week after that, as most restaurant operators are.
Where are we with the capital investment?
I think we're supposed to be having an appraisal done any day now.
Yes.
We have not had that done. The build-out in that location was frankly very, very nice, having been in there in the past. And we anticipate that the appraisal will show well in excess of $300,000 or $400,000 in capital expenditures. We anticipate he'll put in another $100,000 to $200,000 to kind of shift the theme to his concept. But ultimately, the total build-out price for that project should be well above the $500,000. And I think here it's $200,000 is the requirement.
It's 200, yes.
Yeah. It's 2 floors, and again, there is a patio. It's a busy area downtown that's kind of always missed having a place in that area.
Any questions?
None.
You got any
No
questions?
questions.
Based on the application material, the proffer made by council today, I vote to approve this application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with live entertainment, outdoor table service, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Yes, based on materials and testimony provided today, I also vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license and the request for live entertainment, outdoor table service, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Based on the application file, material received, and profit given by the attorney, I approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license, requesting live entertainment, outdoor table service, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
Thank you, and good luck
Thank you,
to
Commissioners.
Thank you.
Maybe excused?
I see you. Yes.
Thank you.
Scott R. Donnelly, Pono Taco 1 LLC, trading as Pono Taco, 529 East Belvedere Avenue, Class B, beer and light wine license, application to transfer ownership. Please come forward.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Proffer?
Yes, Joseph R. Woolman, Silverman Thompson, on behalf of the applicant. This is a transfer of an existing license. I've prepared a very brief outline that I'll proffer to the board members, if that may please you. And I apologize. Normally, I would send everything electronically ahead of time. Our servers have been down at the office for the last couple days, so we're enjoying that a lot. Very quickly, to my right is Scott Donnelly, the applicant. This licensed premises is located at 529 East Belvedere Avenue. It's the Belvedere Square Market, which you may be familiar with. It's an application for the transfer licensee only of a Class B license. The premises includes food stall M6. They number the stalls there in the market. It's on the first floor of the market. There's a floor plan attached to our application. Mr. Donnelly is familiar with the rules and regulations of the Baltimore City Liquor Board, pledges to abide by them. He was born in 1968 and lives in Baltimore, Maryland. Regarding community outreach, the management team has previously met with and continues to enjoy a positive working relationship with the Belvedere Improvement Association, and I have with me, again, I would have submitted in advance, I apologize, copies of a letter of support from the Belvedere Improvement Association for the record. Regarding the criteria to approve this application, the public need and desire for the license, the ability to serve alcohol as a complement to the restaurant enhances its ability to provide unique service to the residents and visitors of the community. The number and location of existing license holders, there are 9 other licenses in the area, according to BLLC records, 5 of which are Class B. The potential effect on existing license holders of the license for which the application is made. The location of the license complements other locations within the Belvedere Square Market. I think there are 10 or 11, you said, other stalls or
10 or 11
locations.
other vendors in the market.
Correct. The potential commonality or uniqueness of the services and products to be offered by the business, the applicant, the operators will continue to offer unique services at an established venue. I do have sample menu, which I'll submit for the record as well. The impact of the license for which the application is made on the health, safety, welfare of the community, including issues related to crime, traffic, parking, convenience. The license will have no adverse impacts, and the license holder will continue to seek the input of the surrounding businesses and residences. And with that, I will submit at this time. Mr. Donnelly is here to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, I don't have any questions. Any questions from the commissioners?
No questions.
Okay. Based on your application material, the proffer made by you today, council, your exhibits, which were the menu, the memorandum, and the letter of support from the Belvedere Improvement Association, I vote to approve this Class B, the application to transfer ownership of this Class B beer and light wine license.
Yes, based on materials and exhibit and testimony we provided today, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership.
Excuse me. Based on the application file, support letter from the community, material received, and profit given by the attorney, I also approve the application to transfer ownership.
All right, Ms. Russell.
I call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, hearing outline 2, letter of support from Belvedere Improvement Association dated 7/18/24, and 3, menu.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Sudhir Venmori and Jacqueline Miller, Indo American and Sushi Place LLC, trade name pending, 938 through 40 South Conkling Street, Class B, beer, wine, and liquor license. Application to transfer ownership with continuation of outdoor table service. Please come forward.
Good morning, Your Honor, or Mr. Chair. Good morning, Commissioner
That's good,
Stephen
too.
W. Fogelman. So reflexive. So, Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of the applicants. First, to my right is Sudhir Venmori. Sudhir Venmori is a resident of Tampa, Florida. To his right is Jacqueline Miller. She is serving as the city resident. She also has does some work for me. She's going to be a great city resident, maybe a city resident plus here, because she has her permanent address on the application, but she also stays with a partner on Conkling Street, just a block from the Blue Hill Tavern. So she's actually going to be facilitating with inspections and things like that. So here's what we have. Mr. Venmori, he has owned restaurants in Florida in the past. He bought the Blue Hill Tavern, the property and the business, at a pre-auction. And the contract, which was very interesting because the contract, which I had nothing to do with, said he had to hire me and that an application had to be filed within 30 days of signing the contract. So normally, we wouldn't be here so soon because Mr. Venmori is still in the process of putting together a management team and a chef. And that person will probably take over the license in the near future. So he's still even maybe looking for a tenant who is a chef with a management team. That said, by contract, he had to file this transfer application and get it moving so that the license is preserved. Now, I live in Canton. Ms. Miller lives in the neighborhood and for her life, and we all know that it is really one of the jewels of the neighborhood. It's got 150 seats. It's a beautiful place. It's open for lunch. I think most of us have been there at one time or another. And with that, it has tremendous goodwill in Canton. It's a place you want to go to. It's a place you take your parents, business lunch, that kind of thing. And he understands that there's goodwill coming in here, and he desperately wants to preserve that. So for those reasons, he's not making this a hasty operation. He's vetting potential tenants and management because he doesn't want to, quite frankly, drain all that goodwill with an operator who's not up to par for the position. So at this time, he's going to proceed with the transfer, the inspections, and finalizing that transfer, and doing some periodic openings until the right chef and management team is in place. Now, I've spoken with the Canton Community Association's Economic Development Committee head, And he agreed with me that once we have that management team in place and we know more at that time, that we'll go ahead and meet with the EDC for the new applicant. And his LLC is Indo American and Sushi Place LLC. I think that was sort of a try to cover all of your bases name on the LLC. A lot of people have been asking, is this going to be an Indian restaurant? Is this going to be a sushi place? Maybe, maybe not. It's probably more likely to be American. But that said, he's flexible to the management and the vision of the chef to come. So with that, I will submit. We'll have everybody alcohol management trained, and even for our periodic openings, all servers will be trained.
Okay, that's great. Any questions?
No questions.
Okay, thank you. Based on the application materials proffered made by council, a vote to approve this application to transfer ownership of this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license with continuation of outdoor table service.
Yes, based on materials and testimony provided today, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership with continuation of outdoor table service.
Based on the application file proffer given by the attorney, I approve the transfer of ownership with continuation of outdoor table service.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck.
No exhibits for the record.
All right, good luck. You got the-
Rosemary Liss, Ren Pub LLC, trading as The Ren, 1712 Alisana Street, Class D, beer, wine, and liquor license. Application to transfer ownership. Please come forward.
Good morning.
Thank you. Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of the applicant. Blessed to be with the chef this morning. I'm standing here next to what I consider to be one of the best chefs in the state of Maryland. This person can take a lowly bean and some pork and make that bean melt in your mouth in a cassoulet. So I'm a fan. I know that the judge is a fan, so I'm sad that he's not here today, but he could probably use some good home cooking right now. So Rosemary Liss is known as manager at Comptoir du Vin at 1729 Maryland Avenue, where she's been since 2018. They survived the pandemic by doing a brisk to-go business. Prior to that, she worked at Hex Ferments on York Road, which makes Maryland's best sauerkraut. I don't know if you had the opportunity to try that. She also worked at Bottega at the same location at 1729 Maryland Avenue, then at Dillon's Oyster Cellar on Chestnut Avenue, and then Clavel on West 23rd Street before taking over Comptoir du Vin in 2018. She started going to Birds of a Feather. Birds of a Feather is a very local bar. I mean, you'll find many community leaders in there at any given time on Alisana Street. It's kind of off the tourist path, and it's a special place. It's open 6 days a week. It's beer, wine, liquor, and it's one of the more peaceful places you'll find in Fells Point. You hear Fells Point in the news. This is a very calm and good place. The former owner has a lot of goodwill in the neighborhood. She's well-known, family-run business, and she was excited when Rosemary Liss said, I want to buy your bar, because obviously she was ready to get out of the business as her husband had passed, but she didn't want to just give it to anyone. And so Birds of a Feather will heretofore be known as the Ren, W-R-E-N, an Irish bird of some historical folklore and a nod to the old name Birds of a Feather. We met with the Fells Point Residents Association last night, and we have an original, all signatures, MOU to present to you today. And unfortunately, I only have 3 copies. I want to give one back to FIPRA. I want to give one to my client.
Just give it to those two. I'm good.
You're good.
Hey, you guys too.
I'm good.
And she is excited to be a part of Fells Point. And Fells Point seems to be very excited to have her here. And I believe Peter Bodie is here. Peter Bodie from the Fells Point, Ambassador Bodie, that is, from the Fells Point Residents Association. I think he's here for another case at the end. But he was at the meeting last night. And I think it's not a stretch for me to say that that FIPRA is excited about Birds of a Feather and turning into the Ren.
So, I have a question. This is an MOU, it's not a letter. So-
Right. It's a short one, but it's an
Short
MOU.
MOU.
And we do, my client, the applicant, does indeed consent to placing those terms on the license as a part of this transaction.
Okay. You have a copy, Ms. Russ?
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions from
No
commissioners?
questions.
No.
No questions?
Thank you.
Okay. Based on the application materials, the proffer made by council today, and the exhibit that was given, which was an MOU, I vote to approve this application to transfer ownership of this Class D beer, wine, and liquor license pursuant to the MOU as enforceable by law.
Yes, based on materials, testimony, and the MOU provided today, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership.
Based on the application file, proffer given by the attorney, and the receipt of signed MOU, I also approve the application to transfer ownership.
Thank you, Ms. Russell.
All right, call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, MOU between Fells Point Resident Association and applicant.
Ms. List, good luck.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Mr. Chair. Thank you, Commissioners. Good to see you.
Adam Christopher Ware, 2908 O'Donnell Street, LLC, trade name pending, 2908 O'Donnell Street, Class B, beer, wine, and liquor license. Amended application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service. Please come forward.
Good morning, Caroline Hecker, Rosenberg, Martin, Greenberg, on behalf of the applicant. Hand out full file folders. I am joined by Mr. Ware, who is our individual licensee applicant. This is an amended application to transfer ownership for Cowboy Row Restaurant located on O'Donnell Square in Canton. If this sounds familiar to you, it is because you have heard this twice already. The restaurant sold in 2023 to new ownership, and we filed an application to transfer the liquor license at that time, which the board approved in September of 2023. And we did not expect at that time that we were going to have to do major construction inside, but when we applied for new permits, which you have to do in connection with the transfer of the liquor license, get all the permits in the new name, we discovered that there are a number of things that are not up to code, and so we have embarked on a construction project. That has taken longer than we had initially expected. The board approved a hardship extension in April of 2024, but we are not able to get the construction completed and the permits issued by the what would then be the 360-day expiration on June 3rd of 2024. So we filed this application to amend the pending transfer application, basically to start the clock over again. Mr. Ware, who is with me today, is going to be involved in the operation of the restaurant anyway, so it makes sense for him to be on the liquor license. He's a Baltimore City resident, and he's familiar with the rules and regulations of the liquor board. I've included in the file some images of the restaurant. Nothing is proposed to change from what the board has previously seen. There is a copy of the menu, some aerial photographs and street view photographs, the floor plan. And in terms of operations, they operate daily from 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. They offer live entertainment consisting of DJs and bands about twice a week. They require all of their managers to be tip certified, and they require staff to check IDs for patrons who appear to be under 30 years old. They have on-site security at all times. No patrons under the age of 21 are permitted to enter the premises after 10 p.m. There is a letter of support in the file as well from the Canton Community Association for the new licensee. So, we do believe there is a public need and desire for the license. There has been a license at this location for a long time. This is, sort of an attempt to preserve that license and keep the same restaurant operating. It won't have any adverse effect on the number of existing licensees or the location of existing licensees. It does offer a uniqueness of services. It's a unique restaurant concept on the square there in Canton. And we don't expect that there will be any negative impact on public health, safety, or general welfare, as evidenced by the letter of support from the Canton Community Association. So for all of those reasons, we would request that the board approve the amended transfer application for this license. And Mr. Ware can certainly answer any questions the board
This
may.
is been a stable in the square. I have no questions. Any questions from?
No
No.
questions.
Commissioners? No. Based on the application materials, proffer made by council, the exhibits that were given today, and the letter of support from Canton Community Association, I vote to approve this amended application to transfer ownership of this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service.
Yes, based on materials, letter from the Community Association, testimony provided today, I also vote to approve the amended application to transfer ownership with the continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service.
Based on the amended filed application, letter of support for the community, and also materials provided by the attorney, and the profit given by her, I also approve the amended application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table services.
Ms. Russell.
Like how exhibits for the record, Board Exhibit 1, business plan.
Good luck to you. Thank you so much, Ms. Haggard.
Frank Xavier Patillo and Gilbert Lamont Collins Jr., Boston 2018 LLC, trade name pending. 2218 Boston Street, application to transfer ownership and location of a Class BD7 license presently located at 801 Key Highway, Unit 2 to 2218 Boston Street, requesting delivery of alcoholic beverages. Please come forward.
For the record, Melvin J. Kaninsky, 320 North Charles Street. This is a transfer of a license to doctors. The young ladies had this over at on Key Highway. It was a wellness clinic. I was wondering why they wanted a BD7. I don't know whether it made the surgery go better or not, but now they found out that they wanted to sell it. And the existing location that we're transferring to has had a license there since. I'm not old enough to remember, but I'm very close to Prohibition. Since after Prohibition was repealed, Mr. Patillo owns a building, has owned the building for a long time. The prior owner declared bankruptcy, and they sold the license out from under the bankruptcy, requiring them to find a license and move it in there. Mr. Patillo has experience in the business, having owned and had places at 2112 Fleet Street, 3301 Foster Avenue, and in that area. He will operate along with Mr. Gilbert Collins there. The place is about ready to go. It's a corner property. They will make sure everybody that is serving alcohol will be alcohol certified and abide by the rules and regulations of the liquor board. And since it's an existing license is being transferred to a place that had one, they meet all the requirements regarding the public need and accommodation and so forth.
Okay, any questions?
No questions.
Okay, thank you. Based on the application material proper made by council, I vote to approve this application, transfer ownership and location of this Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license that's presently located at 801 Key Highway, Unit 2 to 2218 Boston Street, and also approve the request for delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Yes, based on materials and testimony provided today, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership and location of a Class BD7 license presently located at 801 Key Highway, Unit 2 to 2218 Boston Street, and also request the delivery of alcoholic beverages.
That's a lot. Based on the application file, material received, profit given by the attorney, I approve the application to transfer ownership and location of a Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license presently located at 1801 Key Highway, Unit 2 to 2218 Boston Street. I think that's another thing on your two. Also, request for delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Ms. Russell.
No exhibits for the record.
Oh, thank you, and good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks.
Krista Ann Cushman, Mickey's Joint LLC, trading as Mickey's Joint, 5402 Hartford Road, Class B beer, wine, and liquor license. Application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service, requesting off-premises catering and delivery of alcoholic beverages. Please come forward.
For the record, again, I'm Melvin J. Kaninsky, 320 North Charles Street. And this is just transfer of the ownership of the prior owner. Ms. Cushman and the other owner each own 50%. and she's now taken over the 50% ownership in that LLC. So to that, to some extent, all the experience is there. She's been operating and running the place since the license was transferred. Initially, she's familiar with the rules and regulations of the liquor board. All the parties that would be serving alcohol would be alcohol certified. And I don't know whether do you have a letter from Hamilton Main Street? Well, then I'll provide one. It's not often I get letters. Letters of approval with regard to Ms. Cushman. So to that, to some extent, there won't be any changes in the operation, and she's been involved in it since it was originally transferred.
So, I do have a question. Are you saying Ms. Cushman had a 50% interest before, and now she took over the other 50%? Now
Yeah,
it's 100%?
it was shown on the original application that she had 50%, and she now has 100% ownership interest.
Okay. Any questions from the commissioner?
No questions.
None.
Okay. I have no other questions. Okay, based on application materials, properly made by council, and the exhibit letter from Hamilton Main Street that was just provided to us today, I vote to approve this application to transfer ownership of this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license with the continuation of live entertainment, outdoor table service, and off-premises catering and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Yes, based on materials and testimony from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service, and the request for off-premise catering and the delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Based on the application file, proffer given by the attorney, I approve the application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service, requesting off-premises catering and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Ms. Russell?
I call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, letter of support from Hamilton Main Street dated 5/4/24.
Thank you. Good luck,
All
Ms.
right,
Cushman.
thank you.
Thank you.
Final case for the day, Darren Mislin, Thames Street Venture LLC, trade name pending, 1704 Thames Street, Class BD7, beer, wine, and liquor license, request to expand premises to include courtyard. Please come forward. And if you all would state your name for the record when you start to speak.
Good morning.
Good morning. Anastasia Thomas Nardangeli, Thomas and Libowitz, on behalf of the applicant. I have with me Darren Mislin, who is the individual named on the application, as well as an individual who will be overseeing operations. And I also have Kyle Yetzo, who is another operations individual employee of Atlas Restaurant Group, who will be overseeing operations of the restaurant.
Okay. And who do we have here?
Hi, I'm Denise Coe, Community Law Center for Fells Point Residents Association, and that's the party that's to the MOU that's going to be attached to this license.
Okay. Do we have the MOU in here already?
I do not believe the MOU was submitted in the timeframe, so I have copies of the MOU that is fully executed for each of you to submit now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you're going to proffer today?
Yes, I'd like to proffer that the applicant satisfies the conditions set forth in the alcoholic beverages article, section 4210, subsection A, and that there is a public need and desire, that there is no adverse impact on the number and locations of existing license holders. This is a developing concept, but right now we're just asking for an expansion. We've already gotten approval for the license, and there should not be any adverse impact on the health, safety, or welfare of the community. In fact, we have procured signatures from individuals in the community on a petition that is also needs to be put in electronic version and submitted, but Darren Mislin procured such signatures in person and can attest to that. And again, Darren and Kyle can answer any questions you may have.
So So everything was done to combine the, I guess, the courtyard area with the new building that was,
That's correct. They are all the same lot.
it's all the same. lot now,
Consolidation.
it's been Consolidated?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so that's exactly what we discussed before. That's great. The MOU, it looks like it covers a lot of things. With limited hours, I guess Sunday through Thursday, gates locked at 10, closes at 9, and Friday and Saturday, 10 o'clock PM and gates locked at 11? Was that one of the
That's
sticking
correct.
points? Yeah. And any comments from the Community Law Center?
Yeah, hi.
Side.
So you may remember in May that there was the transfer hearing, and there were a lot of special concerns and considerations which were addressed through this MOU, and that does include the hours, as you mentioned. It includes the noise level limits and capacity limits, and some access as well to that lot. So the community is in support within the bounds of the agreed terms with this MOU that's going to be attached to the license.
It's great that everybody worked together and got it done. Yeah. Any questions from the commissioners?
No questions.
No questions, okay. Based on the application materials, based on the proffer made by council today, that everything has been consolidated appropriately, and the memorandum of understanding, I vote to approve this request to expand premises to include the courtyard of this Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license pursuant to the MOU as enforceable by law.
Yes, based on materials with the MOU and the testimony provided today, I also vote to approve the request to expand premise to include the courtyard.
Based on the application filed and testimony given from the Community Law Center, also the MOU, which was signed and presented to us, and proffer given by the attorney, I approve the request to expand the premises to include the courtyard.
Ms. Rock.
I'd like to call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, MOU between applicants and Fells Point Residents Association.
All right, thank you guys very much. Done. Good luck with everything. I think that's the last item on the docket.
Yes, sir. There being no further business before this board, the board is in recess until Thursday, August 22nd, 2024, at 10:30 a.m. We are adjourned.
Yeah.